The Washington Post just ran a series this week about a system that allowed your office to bring in delinquent property taxes, a system, the newspaper said, that was also abused by those who sought to profit from it, causing vulnerable residents, some of them, to lose their homes. You've also criticized the series for portraying the issue as if it were happening today, when you believe that this is a problem the city has largely put in the past. Can you explain?
Yes, thank you for the opportunity to do so. The Post articles read as though the problem were continuing today, and nothing could be further from the truth. We no longer sell properties for a few $100s. When I became the head of the office in 2008, one of the first things I did with Dr. Gandhi's personal approval was to put in a $1,000 threshold to prevent sales of less than that. And the Post, despite 10 months of looking, found no sales since 2008 where anyone's property was sold for a few $100s.
800-433-8850 is the number to call if you'd like to join this conversation. What do you think? What do you make of the idea of the D.C. Tax Office selling liens on homes to investors? 800-433-8850. Do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea? You can also send email to kojo@wamu.org. According to the Post, in 2011, the office auctioned home liens as small as $569.
I was aware of that allegation. Property did not go to foreclosure, and our $1,000 threshold, which has been both higher and a little bit lower over that period of time, there have been some sales at less than $1,000, but there have been nothing for a few $100s.
Well, 500 things. If you pardon me, 569 does seem like a few $100.
Well, they found that one sale. Our position is that
was that a mistake, or just that it worked out? I know this is a Lord knows anyone who's been to the foreclosure auction, and it is very complicated. We don't want to get too lost in the weeds.
Yeah.
But I spoke to some housing activists who were actually on the Kojo show this week after the story broke. And Jack Evans, a council member from Ward 2, chairman of the Finance and Revenue Committee, wants to raise the minimum threshold not from 1,000 where you put it, but to 2,000. And I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. She said, if you have a $200,000 property and you lose it for a $2,000 tax liability, that's still an imbalance. And I'm just wondering, what does your office, do you personally recognize that some ordinary individuals have been terribly harmed by this system, even if you follow the direct letter of the law? And do you see the unfairness of it, and that should more be done to protect the most vulnerable people?
I would agree with you, Tom, on that, and which is, of course, one of the reasons why we moved to raise our threshold, because of agreed unfortunate cases, and some of which the Post described. And true, you shouldn't lose your house for a small amount of dollars, and we've taken steps to prevent that from happening. We're working with the council on improvements to the tax sale system.
They're going to act on Tuesday with 2,000. Jack Evans has several proposals. I think David Grosso has asked for a moratorium some type. Anita Bonds has asked for some type of moratorium. The mayor has said he'll make some proposals, although I don't know that he has in fact done that yet. What do you see happening on Tuesday that will kind of put maybe a break on all of this, and so that you don't let tax cheats go forward, but you get some of the more innocent victims to give them a little more breathing room while you figure all of this out? What can happen Tuesday?
Well, we expect, and we've seen a number of bills that would be introduced. Many of them, the impact would not be felt until next year's tax sale. But we know Mr. Evans is considering some relief for taxpayers who purchased things at more recent tax sales. The decision on a threshold can certainly be made by council, and I know they're also looking at limits on legal fees, which has been an issue in some of the cases, and that again is a decision for the council, not one that OTR can make.